Hey YouTube, look at this gorgeous pillow. It was only $5 and it was very well received as a gift. Keep watching and I'll show you how to do it. Hi YouTube, this is Kat and I have a very inexpensive present to make someone. It's a pillow. So today I'm going to show you how I did it and my process of what I went through to figure out the edge of the pillow, what I was going to do, either cording or scallops. So this is the first side of my pillow. I've blocked out the last name and this is their date, of course. This is double fabric. It's Waverly cotton, bought at Walmart, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is the other side of my pillow, and this is the basting stitch, which I'm still gonna take out. And it just was a basting stitch on my monogram machine to hold the fabric down to the backing, which was this. And since it's a pillow and it's not going to be the removable insert, I'm just going to leave all this the back because no one's ever going to see it. Anyway, so these are the two sides of the pillow. And what I did to get this fabric right here was I went to Walmart, and this was $4. And it's just 1 yard of Waverly cotton. And it came, what I did was I just cut it in half. It was just this piece right here. Here's the fold. Here's the open end. It was 1 yard. I cut it in half. And I'm using double cotton for each side. And of course, I'm going to iron this before I put the stuffing in it. But I couldn't find a pillow form. So I ended up buying a $3 pillow, just a bed pillow to use the stuffing out of. So that's what I'm going to stuff this with. Secondly, what I had to decide was how I was going to do the edges on this. So I have this pillow here, and it's got a pillow form in it. So I'm going to take the pillow out, and what I did was on a scrap piece of paper, I actually I took 4 layers of cotton, like this is 4 layers of cotton total. And I drew this on it, just this scallop here, and I practiced on my Brother cheapie machine. I mean, I have the lowest end Brother, I got it at Walmart, to do this scallop and how to figure out how, this zigzag stitch, how tight to do it. And also because this gray pillow is going to be reversible, I had to make sure that on the other side of the pillow, the zigzag stitch was just as thick. So actually I decided to make this pillow a scalloped. So it's going to be, scalloped around the edges here and here. But before I decided on the scallop, I actually thought about, I don't want to go to the store today. So I thought about taking the cording off of an old pillow. This is not an old pillow, but an older pillow, and just wrapping the cording and using this kind of edging. And that I thought was more work to make the matching, to cut off some of this fabric on the pillow, on the gray here, to use to wrap the cording with. I thought that's more work than the scalloped. So I decided on the scalloped, and stop. Okay, this is what I did. I took 4 pieces of scratch cotton so that it would be the same thickness as this, my 4 pieces of cotton for Waverly. And I actually went and I did my setting of my Brother on different settings. And as you can see here, it's further apart, the zigzag. And then here it's getting, this is the one I'm going to use all the way on the end. And the reason I'm using this one is because on the back, it's pretty close. So that is the one I'm going to use. But what I had to do was figure out how to cut this next to the zigzag, like an applique, where you're not cutting the zigzag. And here you can see I cut it too close and it actually frayed the zigzag. So here I did it also. I cut it too close where it frayed the zigzag again. So it's a fine art when you're doing, this is the same thing you use for applique. So when I'm doing this scallop along here that I'm going to do on my gray fabric, I'm going to have to use this tight one, and then I'm really going to have to figure out how to cut it really close to that. I actually have applique scissors, but don't buy them. Just use really sharp scissors because it's just as good. And those applique scissors, I think, cost me like $25. So this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is make a pattern, and I'm going to draw it on the gray fabric all the way around it. But before I do that, I have to sew the edge of where I'm going to have the actual stuffing is going to go in the pillow. So I have to figure out where I'm going to draw this line on this pillow to give it enough fabric to scallop it on the end of it. So, and I starched this before I started, and there's a drop of starch. I don't know if you can see it, if it'll pick it up, but I'm going to have to wet that and see if it'll dry before I do this to get that stain out. So that was just spray starch. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, here there was a spot from my spray starch, so I just wet it, and I have to wait for that to dry before I can stuff the pillow. I wanted to show you, this is called All Erasing Sew Line. Sew Line, is it so? Yeah. And it's a pen that comes out purple, and it actually, I used it to mark my my border here, and it erased before I finished going around. And then as I was marking the scallops from this, I just did it in a quick way and just put the pillow up, this pillowcase up to the fabric, and just traced around it loosely with this pen, and it was erased by the time I got around it. So I don't know if I would recommend it, or maybe you'd have to do it really fast, but this fabric, I mean, it just disappears with the air. That's the thing about it. It's a great pen because I was worried about it staying, but at the same time, it erased. Okay, so this is what I did. I did the scallop around the edge, and it looks better on this side. This was the side that I marked it on, and this is the back side. The problem I had is cutting it around the edge is very difficult because you want to cut where you don't cut into the stitching, and so it's raveling. I don't know what I'm going to do. It might look better when after I stuff it and put the stuffing in. By the way, I did iron it after I finished the sewing, and I left a little spot open here to stuff it with the stuffing I'm going to use from a pillow. And so I ironed it, and that's the next thing, is stuffing it. So I'll show you when that's done, and then I'm just going to, as soon as I stuff it, I'm going to finish this up with a sewing machine and go around here and finish the edging with the sewing machine, and then we should be finished. So I will wait till it dries, and then I will put it all together, and we'll go from there.
2, 1.
Okay, I told you that there was a spot when I had starched the fabric because I had to get all the wrinkle. It was folded, remember, in this, just like this at Walmart. So when I did that, I realized after I had already stitched the outside, so I put water on this spot. Well, then I got a ring around the water, so I ended up having to wet the whole thing and dry the whole thing in the dryer. Well, look what happened. See on the edge, the edges, where it's kind of frayed now from the, so the good thing is I can go and cut that all off, so I will do that. And then I am going to, this is what I got just to fill I just got a plain pillow at Walmart, $3. So I'm gonna take this fiberfill and put it inside. Okay, I have stuffed it and pressed it and taken care of all the little strings that were around the bottom. I just took a scissors and very carefully clipped those off. So now I'm just gonna sew this down right here on my machine and finish the edge right here, and I will be done. Thanks for watching. Here's the pillow. You can make it for $5, and it's a great gift.